Welcome, welcome, ladies. I'm so happy to be here today, and I'm so glad that you're here as well. So today I'm going to talk about time management tips. So 4 steps to efficient and effective time management in your life and in your business. So I'm going to give everyone just a second to jump on live, and then we will get started. In the meantime, I'm Kimberly Latona. If we haven't met already, I'm a life and business coach for busy mamas. I'm also an NLP practitioner with a master's in business, and I teach women how to create a part-time business with full-time income while living a life that they love. So my passion is helping women get really clear on exactly what they want in their life and in their business, and supporting them with a plan to achieve it. So I help my students with getting clarity on their big vision, creating the confidence that they need to succeed in life and in business, designing a business strategy that aligns with their big vision, and mastering their time and their schedule so that they can make money and honor their true priorities like family and freedom. Okay, so the reason why I created this training because I see so many women who are constantly like working on their business and they're trying to accomplish things. They're struggling with time management. They're struggling with procrastination. They're struggling with perfectionism. And one of the most important skills to have as a business owner is time management. Okay. Because if you can't manage your time, you're probably doing things that either don't matter. They're not moving the needle in your business. They're not getting you where you want to go. Okay. So you're not accomplishing your goals because you're not really using the time that you have in a way that gets you the results that you want. Okay. So today, I'm going to share with you the 4 steps for efficient and effective time management in your life and in your business. So if you're watching live, drop a red heart so I can say hi in the comments. And if you're watching this later, if you're watching the replay, drop a purple heart in the comments so I can come back and say hello and answer any questions. Okay. So I want this to be interactive. If there's something that comes up for you, please type it in the comments. If there's some way that you aren't understanding how this applies to your life or your business, or if you have any specific questions on time management, please let me know in the comments. Okay, so let's get started. Grab a pen and a notebook. You're definitely going to want to take notes here. Okay, so the 4 steps to efficient and effective time management in your life and in your business. The first thing that I want to talk about, the first step, which if you've been here for a while, if you know me, I talk a lot about mindset. I talk about a lot about the thoughts that you have. Okay. So the first step in managing your time better is check your thoughts and your beliefs about time. Okay. So what do you think about time? When I mention when I mention time or time management, what thoughts and feelings come up for you? Okay. Are you constantly thinking, I don't have enough time? Right? If you're constantly thinking negative thoughts about time, it's going to be difficult to create a good relationship with time and a positive experience with time. Does that make sense? So again, if you're constantly thinking negative thoughts, you're probably going to have a bad experience with time and you're going to feel like you never have enough of it. Okay. So the first step to managing your time efficiently and effectively is creating positive thoughts about time. Okay, so this might sound a little bit woo-woo, but again, I talk a lot about how your thoughts create your experiences. Your thoughts create your results. Okay, so for example, I'm going to give you a tangible example. So for example, if your current negative thoughts about time are, I don't have enough time, or I'm going to have to sacrifice time with my family to have a successful business, or being an entrepreneur or business owner is time consuming, or I never have enough time to do everything I want. Okay, those are the thoughts that you're thinking about time. Your experience is going to be, that's going to be your experience reflected back to you. Okay, so what if you were to try on some new thoughts and beliefs about time? Okay, so what if you were to think, I can make time for the things that are most important to me? What if you were to think, I can be a great mom and have a successful business? What if you were to think, I can design a business that fits into my lifestyle? Okay, do you see how those thoughts are different from the other ones that you were thinking, like, I don't have enough time. I never have enough time to do the things that I want to do. I never have time for self-care. I never have time to work on my business. Okay. If you shift into the thoughts of, I always have enough time to do everything I want, then your brain is going to be open to the possibilities of shifting some things around your time management. Okay. But it starts with you thinking positive so that you can create a positive relationship with time. Okay. And I also want to offer that if it's really difficult for you, like with affirmations, if it's really difficult for you to shift completely into the positive, like if it's difficult for you to shift from I never have enough time to do everything I want to I always have enough time to do everything I want, then I want to offer for you to add what if to the beginning of that sentence. Okay. What if I always had enough time to do everything I want? Okay. Sometimes positive affirmations don't work. And these thought exercises don't work because you don't actually believe it, right? You don't actually feel it. And if you don't actually believe it or feel it, that's not going to change anything, right? So again, I want to add what if to the beginning of the thought just to make it neutral so that you can create feelings of curiosity and possibility versus having that in those negative thoughts about time. Okay. So what if I could make time for the things that are most important to me? What if I could be a great mom and have a successful business? What if I could design a business that fits into my lifestyle? What if I always had enough time to do everything I want? Okay. So I want you to just open your mind, start to think about how you can shift your thoughts about time into a positive, more empowering thought and belief about time. Okay. So that's number one, shift your thoughts and your beliefs about time. The second step is to evaluate how you're spending your time. Okay. So this is not where you start judging yourself and you're like, I feel terrible because I watched Netflix for 3 hours last night. This is not about judging. This is just about seeing like, where is the time going? Okay. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. So it's important that you know where you're spending your time so that you can manage your time better and so that you can create the results that you want, right? So that you can shift into the progress that you want in your life and in your business, right? So evaluate how you're currently spending your time. Have you ever finished a bunch of tasks and felt super productive, but then realized that things that you accomplished didn't actually matter? Like how many times have you been doing something for a couple hours and then at the end you're like, oh, I guess I didn't really get any closer to my goals. Okay. Like maybe you spent half the day cleaning and picking up the house, but not even 30 minutes working on your business that you really want. So I call this productivity. Okay. Productivity. It's not productivity. It's productivity. It's when you are really busy getting things done, but you're busy getting the wrong things done. Okay. I see this a lot in business. Someone will spend hours tweaking their website or perfecting their Facebook business page cover instead of actually marketing and selling and making offers and getting clients. Okay. So I want you to get honest about how you're spending your time so that you know that you're doing the tasks that create the most impact. Okay. Does that make sense? So again, number two, the second step is evaluate how you're currently spending your time. And again, this is not where you just like judge yourself and think, oh, like I spent too much time cleaning or I spent too much time like scrolling on Instagram or whatever. This is just to create awareness so that you can understand where your time is going. It's just like when you are evaluating where your money went for the month, right? Or if you have a budget, or if you're looking at your credit card statement and you're looking and you're seeing like, okay, where did I spend my money? And you're categorizing that. And then if you see, oh, wow, like we spent a lot of money on eating out. We went out to eat every other day this week, right? And you don't want to be spending all that money with eating out, or maybe you do, right? Personal preference, but it's just to create awareness about where your time is going, just like where your money is going. Okay. Okay. So that's number two. Number three is define your priorities. Okay. So this one's really important because a lot of us, we just start like working or we start like doing things and we're trying to be busy, but we don't actually know what our priorities are. We don't actually know the things that are going to move the needle in our business and actually create clients and actually make us more money and actually, create financial stability, right? So do you know what your priorities are? They say that how we spend our time and how we spend our money reflect our biggest priorities. Okay. So what are your priorities? And again, this is not a place for you to just start judging yourself. This is just to create awareness so that you can see if right now you're spending time on things that aren't important to you or that aren't your priorities. It's time to shift that time and actually use that time to do something that actually does get you closer to your goals. Okay. So it's crucial to know what's most important to you personally and professionally so that you can continue to move towards those goals every day. Okay. That's why I encourage my clients to create a big vision, like the big, like I call it the roadmap. Okay. The roadmap of your life. It's your big vision. And I actually have a freebie if you haven't already downloaded it. It's called the Life and Business Vision Planner. So this is like sort of to see like, where are you now and where do you want to go? And it's sort of like you can just like dream up. Okay, this is the place where you get to be creative. You get to like feel limitless, and you get to just see like, what do you want your life and business to look like? Okay, and I always encourage my clients to do that, because if you don't have that higher level vision, you're going to end up spending time on things that don't matter. And then at the end of the week or at the end of the month or at the end of the year, you're going to look and be like, I'm not any closer to being like, to feeling how I want to feel. I'm not any closer to having what I want to have, right? I'm not any closer to doing the things I want to be doing. Okay. So that's why it's so important to have that higher level vision. And really from that higher level vision, you know, your priorities, right? Your priorities become clear when you have a higher level vision for your life. Okay. So again, once you're clear on your priorities, it's easier to manage your time because you can make great decisions easily and quickly, right? Because you have that higher level vision. And so it's like all roads lead back to that higher level vision. Okay. So then again, making decisions becomes a lot easier, and you don't have to procrastinate on those things, and you don't have to be like overanalyzing and overthinking everything, because it's like, I just look at my bigger vision and be like, okay, is this aligned? Is this task or is this action aligned with my bigger vision? No. Okay, I'm going to skip that today. Yes. Okay, I'm going to do it today. It's actually a priority. Okay. So if you haven't already downloaded that vision planner, I'm going to drop the link after we get off this. I'll drop the link in the comments so that you can download that. Okay, so that was number 3, was define your priorities. Okay, and your priorities should be based on your higher level vision of what you want your life to look like in 3 years, okay, or in 5 years. Okay, so number 4 is create a schedule that reflects your priorities and has boundaries. Okay, some of us are afraid of that term, boundaries. So once you know your top priorities, you need to put those things in your calendar. Like, you need to actually schedule them and do those things first. Okay, I know that that's hard. A lot of times we get distracted by the little things on our to-do list, or we do the easy things first because they're easy and we can check them off, and it makes us feel like we're getting things accomplished and it makes us feel productive, but they don't actually make a big difference in our lives and in our businesses. Okay, we tend to put off the important things, or the things that we know are going to actually move the needle, actually like make us more money, actually bring us more fulfillment, bring us more happiness and joy, because they seem harder. But procrastinating actually makes easy things hard and hard things harder. Okay, procrastinating makes easy things hard and hard things harder. I don't know if you've noticed that. Like, the longer you wait to do something, the harder it feels, and then the less likely you are to do it because it feels so difficult, even if it's not. I actually just did a reel on this. I think it was yesterday or the day before, an Instagram reel. The audio was like, I'm happy to report that after 6 hours of feeling anxious about it, I finished the task that took me 4 minutes to do. Okay, so sometimes we inflate these things. It's like, it's not actually that hard. It's not actually that difficult. It's not actually that challenging. It just takes a little bit of courage to actually do it. Okay. So what are those things that you need to prioritize? What are those things that matter to you, that have a lot of meaning to you, right? Your relationships, your business, your financial future, right? All of these things, your marriage, your children, like, what are the things that are most important to you? And then you need to put those things in your calendar, right? Make it, like, set a date, like put it in your calendar, put it on your schedule, and do those things first. Okay. It's also like that analogy of like the sand and the rocks. Like, if you have a cup and you fill it up with the sand first, then the bigger rocks don't fit. Okay. And the bigger rocks are the things that matter more. And the sand is like the other things, like cleaning and doing like mundane tasks and little things like that are like, they're not really changing your life or changing your future or getting you any closer to your goals. Right. But if you put the big rocks in the cup first, then you can pour in the sand after, and everything fits. Okay, so I really want to encourage you to create a schedule that reflects your priorities and also really get clear on your boundaries. Okay, so if you set a time, like here's the hour that I'm going to work on my business today, then tell everyone that you live with, right? Like close the office door, lock it, and say, okay, this is my time. I need this hour, and it needs to be uninterrupted. Okay. Or if it's like quality time with your kids, okay, like commit to that, put it on your calendar, set a date, figure out what you're going to do. Okay. It's so important that you actually schedule that time, right? Even self-care, if that's a priority for you, which it should be, when is that time going to be, right? Because especially as moms, we get to the end of the day and it's like, okay, I'm exhausted and I haven't done anything for myself today. Like I had leftover macaroni and cheese for lunch and now it's 8 o'clock and I didn't even eat dinner because I was worried about getting my toddlers to eat dinner. And so it's like, at the end of the day, it's like you're defeated, you're deflated, and you didn't take any time for yourself. Okay. It doesn't have to be 3 hours, right? I do think that it's important to have like, bigger chunks of time to go get a massage or do something that is really helpful for your health and your mental health and your emotional health, but it doesn't have to be like that every day. Right? It can be just something small. Like I just recently picked up watercoloring and I can just take a break and do that for 10 minutes and feel peace and feel like I'm taking care of myself. And I have that in my calendar. Okay. I have that scheduled, right? Okay. So that was the fourth one, was create a schedule that reflects your priorities and your boundaries. So I'm going to give you a bonus step here because I thought about this as I was writing this training and I was like, it's actually not 4, it's actually 5. Let's go with the bonus step number 5 of this. Okay. So the bonus step is get support and accountability. Okay. So time management is a lot easier when you have someone to help you set realistic goals and actually follow through with them. Okay. It's one thing to outline your priorities and put them in your calendar and do these things that I've told you, these 4 steps before this. And it's another thing to actually do the things that you say that you're going to do. Okay. It's a lot like going to the gym or starting a new fitness routine. It's like, if I don't have someone that's holding me accountable, it's way easier for me to just not show up for myself. Okay. Like think of all the times that you said you were going to do something and you didn't tell anyone. So there's no accountability. And then you're just like, then you feel bad about yourself and you lose some confidence there, but you didn't disappoint anyone else. So it's kind of like, whatever, like I didn't reach that goal. So, or I didn't follow through with that New Year's resolution. Right. But it's so much easier if you have the support and the accountability, right? Again, just like a trainer at the gym, if you hire someone and they're there at 7 a.m. and you promise that you'd be there, not only do you get the accountability, but you also get the support so that you can reach your goals faster. Okay. So that is so important. I encourage you to find someone who can give you the support and the accountability that you need in order to achieve your goals faster and easier. Okay, that's ultimately, it's not like you can't do it on your own. Okay, you can muster the willpower, you can muster the courage, you can muster the energy that you need in order to get to your goals. I don't believe that it's not possible for you to do that without help, but you can get there a lot faster and a lot easier with help. Okay, with support and accountability. It's so important. Okay, so let's recap and then I'm going to tell you your action items because as you know, if you just learn something and you don't take any action on it, it's useless. Okay, so let's recap the 5 steps, the 4 steps plus the bonus step. Number 1, check your thoughts and your beliefs about time. Okay, create a positive relationship with time. Okay, time is something that it's not a renewable resource. Okay, so get in a place where you're in a positive place with time and how you feel about time. You wake up in the morning, you're like, I have 24 hours today, like the same as everyone else, right? Okay, number 2, evaluate how you're currently spending your time. Okay, again, this isn't to judge yourself. This isn't to make yourself feel bad about how you've been spending your time. It's just to create awareness so that you can do things differently in the future, because if you do things differently in the future, you get different results. Okay. So evaluate how you're currently spending your time. Number 3, define your priorities and your boundaries. Okay. So your priorities, what are your priorities? Okay. Again, this should go back to your big vision. This should go back to your higher level vision of what you want your life to look like. Okay. What do you want your relationships to look like? What do you want your day to look like, right? What's a day in your dream life look like? Okay, so if you want help with this, again, I have a free vision planner that I'll drop in the comments that you can download if you haven't already downloaded that. It'll be a really helpful place to start with your higher level vision, and then go through these exercises after that with the time management. Okay. Number 4, create a schedule that reflects your priorities and your boundaries. Okay. So again, if you're just going through your day, and you don't have anything planned, and you didn't actually set aside quality time with your kids, or you didn't set aside an actual quality time to have with your spouse, or if you didn't actually set aside serious time to be working on your business, even if it's 30 minutes, okay? Even if it's 1 hour, it doesn't have to be a long time, but this creates habits, this creates consistency, and consistency is the key to success. Okay, in anything, right? Consistency is the key to success in health, in wealth, in business, in life, in your relationships. It's literally the key to success in anything. Okay. And then bonus number 5, get support and accountability where you need it. Okay. So once you've defined your priorities, where do you need the most help? Okay. And wherever that is, go find that person who has been the trailblazer, who has been where you've been, and can help you get to where you want to go. Okay. So if you need help with that, I'm a life and business coach, as you know. So if you want to create a part-time business with full-time income while living a life that you love, I'm your person. Reach out to me for support. If it's something else, please reach out to the person that you need in order to get that support and accountability that you need. Okay, so action items. Let's talk about your action items. Number 1, I want you to write down all of your thoughts about time. Okay, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I want you to evaluate them to see if they're serving you. And I want you to only keep the thoughts about time that are actually helping you create the life and business that you want. Okay, so if you have this thought, if you want to create a business, if you want to have a profitable business and you have young kids, for example, and you keep telling yourself every day that you don't have time because you have young kids. I use this example a lot because I have a 1-year-old and almost 3-year-old. My 2-year-old will be 3 tomorrow. So again, if you have those thoughts, then it's going to be a lot more difficult to create the outcome that you want. Okay, so I want you to write down all your thoughts about time, good or bad, and then only keep the ones that are serving you. Number 2, I want you to track how you're spending your time for an entire day. Okay, or even better, an entire week. I want you to look at how you're currently spending your time and look to see if the things that you're doing with your time are supporting your goals and your dreams. Okay, do they support that higher level vision that you have? And if so, I want you to make it a commitment to use the time to do something that enhances your life, that brings you joy, that generates income. Okay. Number 3, make a list of all the things that are important to you. Okay, this is your priority list. These are the things, these things should reflect your core values. Okay, so for example, one of my core values is freedom, location freedom, time freedom, and financial freedom. So the things that I do during my day reflect that. My priorities are my family and having time to do things that I love and not working a lot. Okay. And creating a good financial future and financial stability and financial abundance. Okay, so the things that I do every day support those priorities. Okay. Number 4, create a schedule that highlights your priorities and protects the time that you've designated to those priorities. Okay. So again, you're looking at your priorities and you're putting them in your calendar. And you're creating time boundaries around that time, right? Okay. So if you said if one of your goals is to have a better relationship with your husband, then the time that you set aside for that should be non-negotiable. It's okay, at 8 o'clock, once the kids are in bed, we're going to have a conversation for an hour and we're going to connect and we're going to work on our relationship or whatever that looks like to you. Okay. Or if it's your business, that's one of your priorities. When are you going to set aside time for it? Okay. If it really is truly a priority for you, if it truly is something that you care about and that you want, you will make time for it. Okay. Number 5, get the support and accountability so you can reach your goals, again, in less time with less effort. This is so important. If you look at any successful person out there, everyone has a mentor. They all have a mentor that was there, that is helping them, that is encouraging them, that is leading them, that is holding them accountable to being the best version of themselves. Okay, successful people have mentors, they have coaches, they have people that they can count on that are cheerleading them and that are holding them accountable. Okay, so I hope that you have found this training valuable. I would love to hear your biggest takeaway in the comments. I would love to hear, like, what is the one step that has been the most important to you, or that you're going to work on, or that you needed to hear today. And if you want more free trainings like this, plus bonus resources like action item lists and checklists and PDFs, please come join my group, Confident and Courageous Biz-Building Mamas. So I'll drop the link to that in the comments as well. I would love to see you over there in my group. Again, there's more resources, and there's a community of other mamas who are building businesses and who have similar dreams as yours, that want to create a part-time business with full-time income while living a life that they love. So for the last thing that I want to say is, for those of you who are ready to take the next step and you are ready to get clear on how much time you have in your day to grow your business and to uncover exactly what's been stopping you or slowing you down from having the life and business that you want, I would love to jump on a time mastery strategy call with you. So I've blocked out some time in my calendar for this week and next week for you to get really clear on exactly how to move forward, get the business that you want in the time that you have. Okay, so if you're ready to get clear on that, I would love to talk to you on a time mastery strategy call. I will drop the link to that in the comments to my calendar. And if you don't find a time that works for you, just let me know and I will do my best to accommodate. And says prioritizing time has been very helpful, and thank you for all your wise words and support. You're welcome. It was really nice to see you here, Anne. Hope to see you over in my group as well. And I will see you ladies next week, same time, same place.